In 1587, a group of 115 English settlers arrived on a small island off the coast of North America. They came seeking a new life, unaware that they were about to become part of one of history's greatest mysteries. Just a few years later, every single one of them would disappear without a trace. No bodies, no signs of violence, no clear explanation. The only clue left behind was a single word carved into wood: Croatoan. More than 400 years later, historians are still trying to understand what happened. The story begins during England's race to establish colonies in the New World. European powers were competing for land, resources, and influence across the Atlantic Ocean. To secure a foothold in North America, England sent ships carrying settlers to Roanoke Island, located in what is now North Carolina. Unlike earlier expeditions, this group included entire families. Men, women, and children all traveled together to build a permanent settlement. The settlers hoped to create a thriving community. They built homes, explored the surrounding land, and dreamed of a prosperous future. For a short time, everything seemed promising. The colony slowly took shape as the settlers worked to establish their new lives. But conditions soon became difficult. Food supplies began running low, and surviving in the unfamiliar environment proved far harder than expected. The colony's governor, John White, made a difficult decision. He would sail back to England and return with much-needed supplies and support. Unfortunately, events beyond his control changed everything. England soon found itself preparing for war against Spain, and ships became unavailable. Months turned into years. John White remained stranded in England, unable to return to Roanoke. 3 long years passed before he was finally able to make the journey back. In 1590, White returned to the colony, expecting to reunite with his family and the settlers he had left behind. Instead, he was greeted by silence. The settlement appeared deserted. No voices, no movement, no signs of life. The houses stood empty. Personal belongings were gone. Yet strangely, there were no signs of panic or sudden destruction. If the colony had been attacked, evidence should have remained. There should have been bodies, burned buildings, or signs of a struggle. But there was nothing. It was as if the entire population had simply vanished. As White searched the area, he desperately looked for clues that might explain the settlers' fate. Then he discovered something unusual. Carved into a wooden post was the word Croatoan. It was the only message left behind. The word referred to a nearby island and also to a Native American tribe that lived in the region. White believed it might be a clue left by the settlers themselves. Perhaps they had relocated in search of food and safety. Perhaps they had joined the Croatoan people and started a new life. However, due to poor weather and other difficulties, White was unable to investigate further. He never found the settlers, and he never learned what had happened to them. Over the centuries, countless theories have emerged. Some historians believe the settlers integrated with nearby Native American tribes. Others suggest famine, disease, or violent conflict may have played a role. More imaginative theories have even suggested supernatural explanations.